everybody. Welcome along to the Supanova seminar room. Very special chat for this afternoon. Now, what we're going to do straight away is I'm going to screw everything up. I'm going to say, everybody here, come over this side, because they're all going to be sitting here. Let's make it cozy, let's make it comfy. Come on, come and sit over. Don't sit in the front. Don't sit in the back, sit in the front. That's it, because it's going to be nice and cozy. We're going to have a lovely intimate chat, because this is really interesting. I'm excited to do this, because I love when people do these sort of projects. Will you please welcome to the stage some of the stars and behind-the-scenes faces of this wonderful little project, Attack of the Cat People. Come on out, everybody. Give them a round of applause. Much louder than that. Scream yell. You got them back. Scream yell. It's a bow. Take it. They haven't sat down yet. That's all right. Fine. All right. Everybody take a seat. Grab a microphone. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go down the line and get everybody to introduce themselves, tell you who they are, what part they've got in the project. Then we're going to show you some bits and pieces, and then we're going to get into discussing it. Starting from this end, we have, I know, a very important person who's the DOP on this.
Hi guys, my name is Hayden Lowry. I was the Director of Photography on Attack of the Cat People. So I was the main camera operator, got to set up all the lights, kind of talk with Sarah about the general look and visuals for the film, and got to boss Jonty around a little bit as well. So Jonty was our second camera operator on Attack of the Cat People. So yeah, couldn't have done it without him, so I want to give him a big shout out as well.
Yeah! You're not getting any extra money. Next we have...
Hi, I'm Critchell. I am one of the actors, and I also helped out a little bit with makeup when I wasn't needed in front of the camera. Yeah, that's me.
Hi, I'm Sarah Stephenson, and I'm the director of and editor and the producer. So I'm, in other words, the jock of all trades in this production. Hi guys.
My name's Jessica Ham, and I was the lead diva. No, actress.
That's what they said behind your back when you weren't there. We were talking before, the lead diva. Oh, okay, that's right. Okay. I know what it's like, seriously. It's so hard. I know. What, the grapes? They're the wrong grapes. Get the new ones. And last but not least...
Hey guys, my name's Peter Hayden. I play Captain John Baker, and I basically put up with Jessica's divas the whole time.
So what we might do is see if I actually bothered to turn your microphones on, which would be a good thing. Yeah, that one's on. Yeah, they're on. Cool. Just making sure, you know. I've only been doing this for 30 years, so I can still get it wrong. All right. Welcome to the stage. I'm very excited about this project, and we're going to talk about it in depth. But you brought some things for us to have a look at, right?
Yes, indeed we do. We have our trailer that you like to check out. It's really awesome.
Okay, so let's get in with the trailer, everybody. Let's have a little look at. Oh, sorry. Talk about divas. I took up the whole shot on his camera there.
Horribly wrong. A heartwarming romance between a scientist and the love of her life. A mutation that starts stalking a group of scientists on a secret mission. Will they survive? Attack of the Cat People, starring Peter O'Hanlon as Captain John Baker, Jessica Ham as Diana Lawrence, John Gorman as Dr. Elliot, Wayne Bassett as Dr. Fraser, Emma Critchell as Janet Reeds. Watch. Who will survive the terrible events? Attack of the Cat People. A film so unbelievable and terrifying, you won't be able to watch it alone.
Give him a clap. Come on. Seriously. I'm not here to do any work, okay? You guys, if I don't have to keep prompting you. All right, guys, that's awesome. Now, first of all, where was the inspiration? I mean, other than obviously the 40s film noir horror stuff, but what made you suddenly decide everybody's doing sweeping sci-fi epics? I'm going to go back and make one of these.
Well, I came up with the idea after brainstorming a few ideas in my favorite Brown book. This one was kept on in my collection for some time, but then I started building on a bit of a summary plot for it, and I started creating a script for it and started looking for possible locations and possible people to crew and cast to work with.
Where did you film it?
We filmed it at Kindillan campgrounds. They're a great place, and I enjoyed working with those people. They were very understanding and very supportive in our film course.
Now, for the actors involved, film noir style is so not acting of today.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Okay, there are some, maybe, that we won't mention that, but what sort of place did you have to get into for that? Because it is it's kind of a whole different mythology for that kind of role in terms of more today's a lot of today's stuff is more very placed interaction, but that film noir is very set up acting.
I think we're quite lucky because of Sarah's script writing. It kind of put us in that frame prior. So all the lyrics and all the dialogue were kind of that era straight away. So then it was just the costuming. Tracy Rose, she was amazing with the costuming for that era. That put us into that frame of mind. With the dialogue and the costuming, I was naturally just bang on there. Like, okay, this is a different era. Males in that time, it was like, no offence, but, the wife stays home, and I kind of put myself into that gentlemanly light, but still domineering type character, and with the costume and the dialogue.
Because it all very much was, woman get behind me, I'm the hero sort of thing.
Yeah. You'll be surprised.
Oh, okay.
There's a few surprises.
It's like, I'm the diva, I go first. Hold on, they're scary. Now, I'll be behind you.
I don't go first.
Oh, you got yours in the film, didn't you, Jess?
Yeah.
You got yours.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Now, again, from a DOP's point of view, film noir has a very specific lighting style. How is that to recreate? Because again, it's not something you would learn in modern filmmaking to do that style.
Yes and no. So one of the first things that you kind of learn in film school is the 3-point lighting technique. So that is like a key, fill and backlight. And that's usually the best lighting for really well-lit, even lighting. And a lot of the lighting of that time was really even, kind of flat lighting. There was, all the nighttime stuff, like it was all well-lit. And you look at it now, it's like, well, where's all that light coming from? But that's just how they did it back then. And so going into that DOP mind frame and thinking how I was going to light this, I was just about just keeping it basic and not trying to do too much. Just keeping it to that basic 3-point lighting setup. Keep the lighting really even at night time. And even with the shots, just sticking to like a lot of wides and some mids and not trying to overshoot it, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the shots back then, it was very simplistic. It was like your shots, your mids and a couple of close-ups, and that was it. There was no crazy gimbal shots, drone shots.
Yeah, no pan shots, any of that kind of stuff.
Because there would have been a temptation to do that, wouldn't there? There would have been a temptation to go modern with what we can do now.
Yeah, it was
and lose what it was.
It was a bit of a temptation to use some bits of the footage that were a bit going beyond that old type of filming style, and I felt, I just wish I could have done it like this. So I feel so compelled. Crap, I can't do it now. But then I remind myself that we're creating history, and this is what the people in the old days would probably feel proud of doing. And I feel proud that I'm doing it too.
Well, I mean, it was probably groundbreaking for them today, so, you know, it's interesting little background. Now, again, questions. So if you have a question, even if you are connected to the show, you can have questions, it's okay. Does that look any better on the little screen? Okay. All right. Now, you have some presentation as well for us, is that right?
Yes, we do, but I think I like to hear everyone's questions.
Cool. All right, we'll keep going. Yes, question. This is, in case you didn't know, this is the War Doctor. So for those of you who are not Doctor Who fans,
Blasphemy.
I love that. I love your jacket.
Yeah.
I would rock that jacket.
we allow them to come in even if they're not Doctor Who fans. It can be nice.
Okay, there's a very famous noir horror film called Cat People, which was produced by Val Newton. Does this take any inspiration from that?
No, technically. All my idea came from original script ideas. Mostly, they came from my imagination, most of the plot. I also had 2 separate ideas for the story to go with. By the time I was happy with where I was going with this script idea, I kind of decided to scrap the other idea of my own terms. But I still keep hoping that the other idea would have been worth preserving.
Sequel. Yeah. Yes. It's that button there to make it go. So.
When will Attack of the Cat People be released?
Oh, good question.
She'll be in the 50 later.
As I said in a lot of messages, I've been playing around with the post editing at the moment, but I'm hoping to get all under wraps in the next couple of months, hopefully.
So when you do release it, how are you going to release it? Where will people be able to find it?
Well, I'm looking for some distributing places, and I already have found several who are interested. They just want to see some finished work for it, and I hope to do a special premiere event for this sort of thing before I hit these stores. So hopefully I'll be releasing a date for that.
It's really good that there are so many more. It's funny how it's swung back. There's so many more little independent cinemas now that have cropped up. You know, like at one stage it was all little independent cinemas, and then they became the big, you know, the Hoyts, the Greater Union. But so many people have gone back into now opening smaller specialty sort of cinemas, which is great for these sort of projects because they want that different content because they want to attract a different audience to just going and seeing the bigger blockbusters. All right, more questions? Come on, I know you've got questions, otherwise I'm going to sit here and write some out and give them to you, and you're going to ask them, because that's the way we do things around here. So, she's just waiting to see if she can open the Mountain Dew and nobody's noticing the same. Because in the middle of... So like that, okay. How did you get everybody together? Where did you find everybody?
I held auditions, and when I met Hayden, I kind of was introduced to Emma, who's one of our actors, and she told me about her husband, or a partner, who was interested in filmmaking, and I asked him, would you like to come on board, because our other director of photography kind of just fell through. So I kind of felt happy that Hayden came on board for this, because I feel like I have a very confident person to work with, and a person to know a little bit more about filmmaking, which is kind of great to learn off, because I like learning new filmmaking skills, and Hayden has been a really great influence person to work with. But as for the other people, I kind of organised auditions. I had like several thousand people come to, well, not several thousand obviously, but several other people.
They keep going up, it sounds so much better. Because it makes them sound better. Oh, we were the ones who would check. Out of several thousand.
Always up the numbers.
But how I came across Jessica here, it was like magic. Like, the moment she entered the room, I felt like she was made for this part. Like, she was made to play Diana.
And Peter just stuffed his auditions. He couldn't remember his lines.
Yeah, Peter I kind of like, because he has a military background, which kind of fits in my character's role. So that kind of fits in with the old his role in his personal history, which kind of helps a lot.
Yeah.
As for Emma here, she's been a great influence, and I'm glad that she assists both when we needed an extra makeup hand on duty for this sort of thing, which is great.
Now again, keep looking at questions. Makeup for the film. Because again, the film Noir, when it was done, the makeup was such heavy, pancake, etc. Have you gone down that road, or is it more natural and it's just because of today's more modern techniques of being able to film, you've been able to give it that look?
Well, being that it's black and white, you kind of have to up the heaviness of the makeup so that it translates. So yeah, we were definitely in our rouge and our lips. Yeah, so we definitely still had to go bold just so that we didn't look totally washed out when we were in black and white.
Yeah, when you look
I'm pale as it is.
Yeah, when you look at as Emma says, it does. It's always good to keep the colours up in this sort of thing, considering black and white is. If it's ordinary makeup, like the stuff you wear on every day, it'll wash out.
And as a DOP, using modern equipment and the beautiful resolution that you get from that, what did you do to get that look, that 1940s feel to it?
Even though we were going for that 40s feel, I knew that I still wanted it to look really nice. So it's almost like a 40s film shot today. That's kind of what we were going for. So we shot this on 2 Panasonic GH4s in 4K.
Wow.
So we still shot 4K. The actual video setting that we shot on is made to make the image look quite flat, and so that gives you a lot of freedom in post to be able to muck around with the contrast and the colours, and obviously, taking the saturation all the way out and making it black and white. So that gave us Sarah a lot of freedom in post to be able to do that. But really, a lot of the look came from the lighting, the shot selection, and as for the actual camera, we still shot 4K, we still shot on the modern cameras, and just a lot of that came from shot selection, lighting, and just post.
Sarah, how much freedom does shooting digitally give you now as a director? Because you're not having to, and an executive producer, not having to worry about how much film stock you're rolling through to do rehearsals, etc., things like that. I mean, even though you've still got time constraints for filming, is it a better freedom than to knowing, wow, every roll of film that I'm shooting on, it's costing me a fortune, so...
Can you repeat that question again? Sorry.
No, it's okay. Look, I'll give you a perfect example. Years and years ago, I was a casting director, and I did the casting for Paradise Beach when it was down here, right? And I had several friends who were in that, and people I knew, and as actors, I knew they were really good. When I saw the show, their performances were appalling. And speaking to them later, I found out it's because, we had no rehearsal time. We'd got maybe 2 takes, that was it. It was all budget constraints. So I'm just wondering how, with digital, at least, you're not worrying about that film spooling away, which, again, in my youth when we did films, you had to go out and buy expensive film. Rather with digital, you can just, doesn't give you a freedom in terms of being able to work your actors more.
Yeah, well, I think it's a lot more easier. Not using the nasty word easy, but but it's a kind of great freedom that I don't have to worry about carrying around canisters or having very heavy equipment on my back to film just one scene or 3 scenes or even just a day of shooting.
It's on a little SD card now, so...
I'm kind of a bit really
Carry it around in your pocket.
I think we still had some restraints with timing because everyone had to be there for certain weekends, and if we didn't get certain scenes complete on those weekends, I think one weekend it was raining and storming.
First weekend, I think of shooting, it was just raining all weekend.
Yeah, I think we only got a few
Our first
scenes
week
done.
of filming, we had a lot of rain, but we did get through a few. Between rains here and there, we were able to shoot a few scenes here and there.
Because there is a lot of outdoor scenes, so the weather was against us for quite a while. Yeah.
And I think we did a 24-hour shoot because we had to get the right skylight to carry on from certain scenes. So we worked all through the night until the morning and to get that one scene, you know.
Yeah, I think I went from like 10 a.m. on the Saturday to 10 a.m. on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Just non-stop.
It's brutal.
But I've got to give a shout out to the actors because on those rainy days, I know I was talking with Sarah and we were considering actually shutting off the shoot for the night because of the weather. And our main concern was equipment, our main concern was the actors, making sure that they were safe. And talking to them, they were the first ones to go, no, let's keep going, let's get it. So I've got to give props to them just for, I guess, their determination just to get the shoot done, even through the weather and everything else.
The cat guys were awesome to work with.
Yeah, even though they catched a bit of what's the they did have to we did order a lot of blankets for them when they're not shooting to keep them warm, so they didn't have to worry about freezing on us.
More than a loincloth, I think they had it.
They pushed through. They were amazing. Our actors who played it.
Well, just looking at it, I've got to say it's obviously already better than Cats the musical.
Yes, our cats exist.
Yeah, that's really good. Now we do actually have a question.
Right.
What's your name?
Damien.
Please remember Damien because he's asking a question.
Thank you.
Pete, with your military background, how did you go with the fight scenes? Because I know, like, as someone in the military, when you're in a fight, you're in a fight. So how do you go with that mental separation?
Really good. Like I found, I think Nick, one of the cat peoples, he does a lot of BJJ. A lot of them, I think, had kind of background experience in martial arts and things like that. And when I do action scenes like that, usually I really like to go full on. Like I really like to put everything into it. And a lot of guys can't match me. But other shoots I've done, I've had people, like I did a big Australian film and the main actor went up to the director and said, I can't work, Pete's too strong, I can't. You know, we're trying to do the scene. So they had to come up to me and said, Pete, can you just pretend? Like, stop hurting our actors. But on this one...
And you went, no.
I went, I'm method acting.
Yeah. Oh, if he can't hack it as the star, I'm available.
He was an ex-military guy, so I'm like, I'll step in. But no, the guys on this one, they we kept getting up, we kept doing, I think we did a whole bunch of takes on some of those, because they're quite lengthy sequences. And they were awesome. Like I was strung hard, they were taking me down hard. It was, who's the alpha on set type thing. That was awesome.
I was a little concerned about safety and worrying about someone might poke their eye out with a sharp stick accidentally. I know that these guys have been really great, and Peter has been. He told me a while back that he's been doing a mixture of being a stunt person and a bit of acting and other film-related roles, including being an armourer, isn't that right? In our production too, which is kind of cool.
So I guess the obvious question, knowing the title, who's the crazy cat lady in the show? Right.
I ain't even ashamed by that. No, in the movie. Well, you'll just have to wait and see.
Back to the fighting. Did you adjust the fighting style to go with the 40s, or did you just let it go as today's?
I just let it go, and Sarah was happy with it. Hayden was happy with it. I think it's a really good action sequence, and I think the audience is going to be really happy with it too.
Good. It's just I remember that when was it? They filmed an episode. Was it for the 35th anniversary of Star Trek? They did a Trials and Tribulations, which was in Deep Space Nine. So they cut in scenes from the original Trouble and Tribbles episode, and they had to do fight scenes. And when they did it, the stunt guys didn't know how to do the fight scenes because the fighting style of the 60s was so different that the stunt guys all had to kind of go back and watch this footage to learn how to match what was 60s fighting. Yeah.
And that's the big thing, like, people don't realise just that change in era. You got to adjust so many things for the film. Like a perfect point is fighting someone. Things like that.
Did you only have the one fight sequence, or are there more fight sequences that you had to adjust your fighting style with different actors?
Yeah, we pretty much did that, and there was probably, I won't mention scenes or numbers,
Spoilers.
or spoilers even, because this would be creating more and more problems. Revealing too much of the facts instead of just letting it people be surprised. But other than that, there's like a few more fight scenes other than the one on the trailer we see above here. Some really good ones.
Oh, question around the front here. This is good. Excuse me, I'm going to walk from
Sure, one is straight.
Shoot, your name?
Jared.
Jared. Oh, there's a film star name. Jared. That's a 40s film star name. Jared. Are you a cat person, Jared? Or do you like dogs?
I love all of them. My question is more around you said you filmed this in a campground. How did you prevent things from the real world getting in the way, like people and cars and random hikers?
I see what you're going at. Well, we arranged it with the owners and the organisers, and we said as long they'll try to make sure that the campers are aware of what we're doing, and we won't interfere with whatever they're doing. So we kind of had a good arrangement planned out for each other. So we didn't interfere with their activities, and they didn't interfere with ours.
We got lucky in that. Were we filming on school holidays or not school holidays?
Bit of a mixture, I would
Yeah,
say. But
I mean,
other than that, I think that most of the camp stuff happened during the weekends. So
yeah,
But it was an issue for that one scene where we had to refilm with the green screen. Yeah. So
Late scene?
there was definitely like some issues.
They
Yeah.
put up big signs that said filming Cats the Musical. Everybody stayed away. It was really easy. Shall we show the slides you brought along?
yeah, but I didn't put any music on.
That's all right. We're going to talk about them as we go. So, hello AV desks down there. Wave to our AV people down the back. Because every now and then we like to make them think that they're important. They're not. No. Okay. Let's start with the first one, and let's have a look at what this is. There we go.
I think that was that big screen
I think we want to
brainstorming
just
day.
stop as we go along, just so we can have a chat. Sorry. So this is Sarah going, no, Pete, I didn't like that.
Yeah, basically. And Hayden looking at it also going, no, Pete.
There were moments we had a little difficulties, but other than that, we tried our absolute hardest to work together.
Oh, I know. It's like one of those captions of the photo. Big ad there for the camera's use. Very good.
Yeah,
now, who is this?
Salt. He plays Captain Marcel as he plays a captain of a boat. He gets these guys to the site of where they had to go.
Now, where did you
He's our old Uber driver.
Where did you source the costumes from?
My wardrobe and prop designer, Tracy Rose Sparker, that's her there. And she's really an awesome person. She's been doing this sort of thing for many, many years, mostly independent and real, mainstream films too.
She worked on the Pacific, the series, The Pacific.
Oh, yes.
Thousands of people. For that she was doing 16-hour days, thousands of costumes. So
I think I remember her saying that some of the items she used in this, she used on the Pacific as well. Just to put that out there. I just remember those.
I get that.
Her commitment to authenticity
Yeah.
is just amazing.
Yeah, because again, looking at these photos and the styles, it is very much.
When we were selecting his hat, for instance, in the scene, I wanted to choose something more heroic, something that spelt he's an adventurer and he's a hero and all that stuff. And the interesting thing when I looked inside the hat, I saw the branding Indiana Jones on it. It was hilarious. I got myself laughing. I even had a photo of me holding the hat and showing Indiana Jones on it.
I think even like the jodhpurs that I wear during the film, they're actually, she told me, like they're authentic men's jodhpurs from the era.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
Yes.
Yes. So again, here we go. This is you being heroic with a pistol.
Yeah, the guns we kind of we got a special
License for them?
we got a license for them, but we also bought them at a replica shop where they were provided for us, and I still keep them around just in case for my next film project.
Salt.
Very small.
Very.
And this is
John Gorman.
Right.
He plays Captain Elliot, I think. Yeah. Dr. Elliot. Sorry. He's sort of the apart from Peter's role in it. John's is sort of another character who's sort of leading the group in the story.
Like the scientific leader of the expedition.
The scientific expedition, obviously.
Cool. Let's have a look who we got next. Oh, this is a cast group photo.
Yeah. That was done at the Australian Institute of Advanced Study, which is a school that we filmed some of the scenes in this scene. It was pretty good that day.
A bit more hair there.
I see, right. What are you saying about the production if you had more hair there?
Yeah, and this is another photo of Emma, and she's doing a bit of Peter's makeup here. I think it's Peter's. Yeah, Peter.
Oh, is that a spoiler showing the cat people?
They're in the trailer.
That's right.
Guess who didn't watch the trailer?
Only her scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that lady in the middle there, she did all our cat people's makeup. She did an awesome job,
Yeah.
and I liked when she even showed me some interesting other effects she's making, like some special light effects, and she's done. She even worked on a film project that an independent friend of mine, is working on too, which is kind of incredible.
And those actors went through hell with those prosthetics too. They could not breathe.
Yeah.
They had to breathe through their mouths for hours. And
yeah, and that guy is Roger I'm not sure how. He's Roger, and he had one scene, and it was at the Sunshine Coast, and there's a funny story behind that where we.
That was a fun shoot.
Yeah, when we went to the Sunshine Coast, we filmed on the wide open ocean.
Right.
And it was really windy and very wavy, obviously, and it was fun going out there, but it wasn't so fun coming back because everyone got sick.
And also imagine trying to level a camera when it's like this the whole time. It's almost impossible.
It's just as well it wasn't a pirate movie, he would have been Jolly Roger. Anyway, moving on.
That's one of our other makeup ladies there, and that's another one of our makeup ladies. One of our makeup ladies, she got so busy, she kind of went away for a soccer meet, and she kind of broke her leg. And so she was able to finish couldn't come back for that day because she was at hospital. So we had to.
Fair enough. You got a decent excuse. I'll let you off this time.
Yeah. So Emma stepped in to fill in the role a little bit here and there. That's Teo. She's another makeup lady. She's been an absolute help whenever we needed her, and I enjoyed their company. This is my favorite photo.
Oh my God, is that a diva shot or is that a diva shot?
Well,
excuse me.
Yeah, even though you don't see him in these shots, David Fox, he's our photographer, and he's a real dream behind the camera. Whenever he takes a photo, he's always going for that photography shot look. It's really
love shot.
It was a love shot.
Now listen, there's discussions that they want to turn the next 007 into a woman.
I mean, if the glass doesn't fit.
You don't mind though. You don't mind though.
If the loafer fits,
yes.
If the loafer fits.
Yes. Okay, let's do. Well, hold on. Do the line. Yeah, can you do it?
You've got to do the line.
Do the line. Shaken, not stirred. You got to do. You can only be Bond if you do the line.
Shaken, not stirred.
Oh, well, there you go. She's got it. That's it. Daniel
Just give her
Craig.
the Oscar.
Daniel Craig, you're out of here. Next.
Hayden, Jonty, the guy behind you guys is our second direct photography, assistant photography assistant, and he's been assisting.
Now, I don't want to tell you your jobs, guys, but I suggest taking the lens cap off in future. Just a thought. Anyway.
Thank you for that. We're doing it wrong this whole time. And Stephenson, just stopping there for a second, I'm going to give a big shout out to Stephenson in the middle there. So he was our assistant, our camera assistant.
Yeah.
So he was on the clapperboard, clapping the shots. Always there to help us carry the gear because we have a lot of camera gear. So
and obviously sponsored by Bunny.
Sponsored by Bunnies.
Yeah, he's been really a great help. I mean, it was great that Hayden brought along two of those awesome guys to assist us in this project too.
Both really young guys, but so professional, absolutely amazing.
Actual students of mine from the Queensland School of Film and Television.
Right.
So they were students of mine, and part of what we do there is just to give them experience on set. And Jonty already had a load of experience. He's already running his own business and doing a lot of promotional corporate stuff. So he was like my first choice as a second camera, and then Stephen just showed a lot of initiative. And so when he was asking for some experience, I threw him on there, and he was fantastic. Always there, ready to carry something.
Well, one of the things with again, I'm telling tales out of school, but in a second. One of the things with Australia, and again, this is me going way back, is the fact that so many of Australian crews and people like that have learned by simply being thrown in to do it. So they have this wonderful, that's why Australian crews are so loved around the world. They have this wonderful practical, they learned their craft. They didn't go and necessarily
They're ready to work.
That's it, it's like, I remember in the days when I was young and did those things. Like you just went like, we need you, look, we're one person short, we need you to run off and do this for us now. And you've learned another part. You've learned a great deal of respect for everybody's role in putting this on, even how to deal with divas, which was really important.
Yeah, well.
Now, next.
Well, it wasn't as bad.
Oh, okay.
That's our last That's probably our last day of our film shoot, pretty much. We didn't film it in Kindylan for this shot. We kind of filmed it down at Mount Gravat's park. Mount Cotton, park. So we had to.
So if this is the last shot, last day, I'm guessing these three here are all going memories. Sorry.
Like the
Exactly what that was.
Right, okay. Just stop the cat jokes. Next, I'm not even going to ask why you're walking around in your night thing there.
I do that a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, there was this.
I did not dress for the occasion.
She does have more costumes, just so you guys know.
No, okay.
I do have
Now,
a costume, Jane.
looking at it and talking about it, where did you get your funding from? Is it all?
Well, I got it from
Okay.
I got it from Indiegogo, a few pledges and backers, and I had an executive producer. His name is Mike Stephenson, and he's right behind you.
I know, he's waiting away. But we're trying to ignore him because essentially EP should never be seen. They're just there to get you the money. You don't talk about them. Right,
well, anyway, he's been...
Without him, we wouldn't.
He's been an absolute help in this production, and if we didn't get everything organised through him, we would have be still talking about it.
But it's what I find wonderful and exciting is at the moment that we now live in a society and in a time where these sort of little dreams can be created into this project. Again, when I was young, to even do this back in my day when I was looking at these things, you were still looking at a $100,000 budget because you had to get film cameras, you had to get the stock, it was like, I'm just so excited for today's times that people are getting these opportunities to do this now, and that we're seeing this independent kind of idea come through, which is really exciting. Nathan, you said film and television school.
Yes.
So what's your association with that?
I'm actually a trainer there
Right.
at the Queensland School of Film and Television. So I run a lot of the Cert 3 programs, so high school, digital media, corporate media, as well as a few of the diploma subjects like camera op, sound, creative collaboration, and yeah, a few other subjects. So
Cool.
yeah, been there. This is my third year
Right.
there, and yeah, it's was just a really good opportunity. It's where I did my study, so I did my study there from 2009 to 2011. Kept in touch with them ever since. Obviously started working in the industry after that, doing short films, web series, corporate promotional, music videos, a whole bunch of stuff. And then they kind of offered me the job a few years back, and that's just been like a really good experience working there, and has introduced me to a lot of very, very talented students like Jonty, who are starting in the industry, and getting to work with them and invite them out on set.
See, I'm an old graduate of Air TV. All of you are probably too young to even know what that was. But it was John Knox, who was well-known, used to do it, so we went through and did that, which is more radio and television presentation than behind the scenes. But yeah, it's it's just that's why I know of film and television, because kind of it took over from where that used to be, which is really good. But as I said, I'm very excited for that. Okay, now, more questions. We're not talking to the EP, because he'll want the books. Anybody else?
Please, guys, I could use another question.
Oh yeah, come on, more questions.
I've got a question for you.
What encountered during the making of the movie?
Have you got a project in mind after this?
I do. I'm just putting it on hold because of the virus around, because that's going to cause a lot of problems at the moment.
So I'm reading into that what you're saying is because it's on hold because of the virus, that Tom Hanks is your next project.
Yes, that's exactly.
He's figured it out.
Oh, I've worked it out. Look at that.
Well,
You're like a surprise.
it's not a good time to start working on a project when so many actors and cast crew could get sick or something.
Oh yeah.
I don't want them getting unwell. I like my actors and big crew, and I don't want them getting unwell.
Thank you. Chills out.
Next question, obviously with the cat people, just what was the budget for kitty litter on the show?
We were outside. They could go anywhere they wanted.
Oh,
We actually got a sponsorship from a kitty litter company. Supplier.
Oh, yep. You moved. It moved. Over here.
This is directed to the actors. So Emma, Jess, and Peter, are you working on anything else at the moment? Anything else in the pipeline?
Ooh, that's an interesting question.
At the moment for me, I'm working more on my
films and other projects, but for me right now it's just a little night music with Ipswich Musical Theatre, playing the role of Petra.
What
So-
a wonderful role.
Yes.
Wonderful musical.
Yes. Sondheim, very challenging.
Beautiful. Yeah. Greatest. It's really bad. My dad is Welsh, and he's the only Welshman in the world who can't sing. And I inherited his abilities. It's really upsetting. Peter.
So I've got a couple of reality
Peter's almost
shows.
booked up.
I'm in the final stages of an American reality show. And I have my final stage tomorrow for an Australian reality show. Got a couple of films coming out that are in post-production at the moment, should be out this year. Some big ones I was in, Kong vs Godzilla, Strangeville. And I've got another 2 films coming up later on in the year. And I've got a second episode of a series I did last year.
Okay. Obviously all these credits, but we can't take you seriously unless you've either done Home and Away or Neighbours.
I auditioned for Home and Away.
Oh, that's right.
and I didn't get it.
You were too strong for him, Pete. You were too strong for him.
You're hurting all the actors.
It's funny, like a few years ago in this very room I was talking to the guys from Spartacus, and one of the lead actors in Spartacus had worked on Lord of the Rings, all these sort of things, and he was down at Weta being interviewed. And this Weta was doing bus tours, and he's being interviewed by E.T., so big American show. And this lady comes past, and in between questions, she goes to him, "You're famous." And he goes, "I've never seen you on Shortland Street, so you can't be that big." It's like, which is, for those who don't know, that Shortland Street's the New Zealand version of Neighbours kind of thing. And it's just that lovely level of,
I get it. If I haven't done Home and Away, I'm not.
That's it, absolutely.
Not wherever you can be.
Oh, you can tell a true director there, going to looking after her talent.
Yeah,
So,
this is a good advice to all independent filmmakers and once you want to expand on their careers. If you want to create a career for yourself in filmmaking, be sure to be a good friend to them and try to be on the level of them and try to be supportive all the while throughout the film and throughout their careers too. And not just to say, thanks for coming in and see you guys next time for work and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They must see it just as an employee.
Just treat them like a friend sometimes is always best. Do not just treat them like crap or something.
Now, I did see in the bio you've got a whole lot of social media places we can find you. You've got a Facebook page?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, and a Twitter handle?
Yes.
Instagram?
No, I had Instagram for a bit, but for some reason it's not working on me for some reason. I'm sorry, guys.
But that's okay.
But you can find my photos, any photos and video on Pinterest if you can.
Okay.
It interests me.
And just so we can look out for when the grand red carpet gala is. Now, put a plug in for a Little Night Music. When and where can we find it?
That will be at the Ipswich Courthouse in May. I can't remember dates right
Okay.
now. We're still early in rehearsals.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So Ipswich Courthouse in May, everybody. So go up, go and see. Get the plug in, get tickets sold. That's the way it works.
Absolutely.
And anybody who gets to do Sondheim, yay!
It is a joy.
And it's like Sondheim is like doing Oscar Wilde, yeah.
Or Shakespeare or something ridiculous.
And I got to do Important to Being Ernest 3 different times.
Oh, wow.
And Ernest all times because I look that old. And
You play?
I was Ernest. I was the older Ernest all the time. I wanted to be Lady Bracknell, but they wouldn't let me. But it is, and Sondheim is like that. It's like if you get to do Shakespeare, which I was lucky enough to do that too. I did Cassius and Julius Caesar, so that was fun. But you get to play, and if you are singing dance to do a Sondheim, it's just so keep a lookout for that. Everybody go and find what's happening in Ipswich. We're going to come and see you in your show. We're going to come to your red carpet when it's announced. We're also excited about it. Give the team a big round of applause for being here today. Thank you so much, guys. Take a bow. Stand up, take a bow. Do all that kind of thing. Seriously,
Thanks for coming out, guys. Cheers.
Company bow. Oh, we're going to do a company bow.
seriously, do it back. Come on. That's it. Yay!